The sun rises over the crystal pond, painting the sky in hues of gold and pink. Giant lotus leaves stretch across the surface like green islands, while blooming water lilies release their sweet fragrance into the air. Hundreds of frogs leap in a rhythmic dance, their croaks forming a harmonious symphony that echoes through the reeds. At the center of this vibrant world stands the Frog King. He adjusts his tiny golden crown with careful hands, his gaze sweeping across his bustling kingdom with a deep, quiet pride. This is his legacy. Suddenly, the harmony is shattered. Three large, scarred frogs emerge from the reeds, their presence a dark stain on the water. They shove the king aside with brutal force, splashing mud onto his pristine throne. Smaller frogs scatter in terror as the rivals laugh, claiming the prime feeding grounds for themselves. From the safety of the shadows, the deposed king watches. His hands clench into tight, trembling fists. The humiliation burns hotter than the sun. Without a word, he turns and disappears into the dark, tangled roots of the ancient forest. Deep in the forest shadows, a pair of glowing golden eyes snaps open. An enormous black cobra uncoils from a hollow log, its scales shimmering like oil in the dim light. It is a nightmare made of muscle and hunger. The Frog King approaches, bowing low before the predator. He whispers a desperate plan into the snake's flickering ear, pointing a trembling finger back toward the pond. A sinister curve appears on the cobra's mouth as it begins to slither toward the water. The king believes he has found an ally, but he has only invited death. Back at the pond, the rival frogs are feasting, oblivious to the ripples approaching from the reeds. Without a sound, the cobra strikes. It is a blur of black scales and white fangs. One by one, the rivals are snatched into the darkness, their arrogance silenced forever. But the hunger of the beast is not satisfied. The cobra does not stop at the enemies. It lunges at the innocent families resting on the shore, its jaws wide and merciless. The Frog King stands on a distant rock, his eyes widening in horror as he sees the predator turn its gaze toward his own inner circle. "Stop," he tries to shout, but his voice is a mere whisper against the carnage. The cobra ignores him completely, its tail thrashing through the lotus leaves, crushing the very flowers that defined his kingdom. Panic erupts in a theater of chaos. The king realizes too late that a predator knows no loyalty. He watches as his world is dismantled, the water turning murky and stained. Every life he was meant to protect is now a target. The snake is a force of nature he cannot control, a demon he summoned that now consumes everything in its path. The vibrant kingdom is being erased before his very eyes, leaving only the sound of splashing water and the cold, rhythmic movement of the snake. By nightfall, the pond is deathly silent. The king kneels on a solitary, torn lotus leaf. He pulls the golden crown from his head and lets it fall into the water with a hollow splash. It sinks into the silt, abandoned and forgotten. Rain begins to fall, washing away the tracks of the carnage. By morning, only a single white lotus floats on the still, empty surface. The kingdom is gone, leaving only the silence of the water.